Every night the woman loaded her shotgun with shells, then held it in her arms and waited quietly. Before long, a large bird perched outside the window, but eerily, it seemed to have no head of its own. Instead, a disgusting fleshy mass took its place. It turned out this was a world overrun by monsters. A towering wall divided it in two. The world inside the wall was like paradise. People had endless fresh vegetables to eat and access to cutting-edge artificial intelligence. But the world outside the wall seemed abandoned, nothing but ruins everywhere. So scavenging for supplies was a daily necessity for those outside. Soon, they came across an intact house. Mary smashed a window and climbed inside. Although the interior was run down, they still found a toothbrush and a large, unopened pack of toilet paper. This made Mary very happy, since she hadn't been able to use a proper toilet in many days. She quickly cleared away the weeds, sat down on the toilet, and began to relieve herself. But before she could finish, Kevin walked over. This instantly embarrassed Mary. Later, they went upstairs. There, they discovered two dried-out corpses. Seeing their hands clasped tightly together, Mary guessed they had probably starved to death. This also meant there would be no food left in the house, so Mary could only take out her last remaining can to eat. Afterward, they immediately continued their journey without rest, because what they were searching for was the legendary world inside the wall. With no clear sense of direction, they decided to follow the railroad tracks. However, while passing through a small town, several creepy men suddenly blocked their path. They hadn't seen a woman in a long time, so Mary was a strong temptation to them. But Mary didn't waste words with them. She simply pulled out a handgun. Seeing this, the thugs immediately got scared and prepared to leave. But just then, the man with glasses noticed something off. The gun in Mary's hand looked like just a toy. Realizing she'd been found out, Mary quickly climbed onto a wire fence. The men then charged toward Kevin. What they didn't expect was that Kevin, who seemed weak, was actually the real fighter. Facing several attackers at once, he didn't even need a weapon. Using just his fists and feet, he took them down. And the gun in Mary's hand was actually real. She fired a shot at a nearby utility pole. Soon, the pole snapped in two and toppled onto the thugs. Only then did they realize they were dealing with people they couldn't mess with. So, under Mary's pressure, they had no choice but to take Mary and Kevin to where they lived. Finding a generator there, Mary had the thugs recharge her battery pack. Once the battery was full, Mary's gun was back at full power. The thugs then learned that Mary hadn't fired earlier simply because she didn't want to waste her last bit of charge.